Hello everybody, welcome back to another snapshot review on the channel. In today's video we're going to be going through the latest snapshot, which is the 2046 snapshot. So my last video was the 2045 snapshot, and it was a pretty big snapshot, especially comparing it to the Bedrock Edition beta that I went through previously. However, we are going back to a smaller snapshot, but also it is including a feature we've previously gone through on the channel before. However, there are some other features besides that I'm going to discuss in today's video. So the first feature is going to be powdered snow. We went through this in my beta edition and it appears nothing really has changed. For some reason in this I can only access it through a snow bucket. Now I don't know if the block will come to creative later, but it is called powder snow, and if I do that it only comes up with the bucket version. So from what I've seen I can't get it, and if I middle click it, it just shows me to the bucket. Regardless, the way this works is exactly the same as it did in the beta. You sink through it, it's like a trap, but in creative it doesn't show the ice particles, whereas if I go into survival you'll slowly see my FOV zoom in and also all these ice kind of effects go around my screen, and it gets more prominent the longer you're in the snow, and eventually you'll see here that I do start to take damage. So yeah, my health bar here does freeze up and I start to slowly take damage. Now the more leather armor you wear, and this is a really cool feature to see for leather armor, the longer it will take for you to take damage. So obviously the chances of you actually being in powder snow for long is unlikely. However, if you're really bad at the game or there's a load, then that might happen. So in that case, I would recommend wearing your healthy, very useful leather armor if I can get it. So now that I have that on, you'll see that if I go in, I will eventually take damage, but it actually won't take as long. So I've got to go in survival. It's actually fitting with the theme of snow, so thank you for doing that now. But obviously, as I get closer and closer to taking damage, it does appear to take a bit longer. Now I don't know if it does say it removes it entirely, but from my testing off camera, it does not do that. So I don't know if that's, yeah, but look here, I still take damage, but it is considerably longer before that happens. The next feature of the snapshot is going to be regarding the lightning rod. Now I did cover this in the 2045 snapshot, and they've not changed it, but they have slightly changed how far away a lightning bolt must be for it to actually pick it up. So it's doubled it, it's 38, 36, not 18. So if I place it here, now it doesn't work with summoning the lightning rod, you have to be around it for it to work. However, if a lightning bolt, spawned over here, it would get picked up, which is very useful and definitely more realistic, considering your builds are more likely to be 36 than 18 blocks like wide or long or whatever. But it's not a massive change, but it is definitely a useful one. So for the final feature that I'm aware of in this video is going to be the stray. Now this I don't remember being talked about in Minecon Live, and probably wasn't, because this is basically a winter skeleton from what I've seen. It does breathe weirdly, and it obviously has its clothes, and it's definitely for the ice biome specifically. If I go into survival, it will attack me, and it hits you with some sort of specially affected arrow, but is pretty much just a skeleton from what I've seen. If I go back into creative, it does no extra damage than the normal skeleton. But if I get, let's say, a gold sword, don't know why I've got a gold one, and kill it, does it appear to give me anything interesting? Oh, it's got quite a lot of health. Haha, it does give you an arrow. It gives you an arrow of slowness. So it's basically a slightly buffed version of the skeleton. Nothing crazy, but definitely a cool little mob that we're going to see. And I think without having the ice soldier in 1.17, it's worthy having another hostile mob. Besides all the actual features of the update, there are some minor changes, mainly being just visual changes. So for example, the icons for bundles have been changed, and as you can see here, you can see that. And also for, I think, cut copper, it's also been changed slightly. They're not huge changes. I do think the bundle is a good change. But apart from that, they actually haven't added many features into this snapshot. This is definitely smaller than the 1.17 beta and Windows edition. It's just tiny. It's a very small snapshot, but it's still worth covering, as there are some cool features that I'm sure a lot of you will be interested in looking at. Anyway, I do hope this video was informative. Make sure to check out my other snapshot videos if you haven't already. But I think I've covered everything, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.